Yo, what is up? So, I didn't think I'd be doing another video about this, but it turns out I've had to adjust my overclock again. Because, well, the undervote, because as I said in my previous videos when I was talking about these undervotes / overclocks, I wasn't completely happy with it on -30, and it just felt unstable, the system. At times, although it wasn't terrible, I wasn't getting crashes really at all. But what I was getting is I didn't have that smooth sort of what I expect on the PC. I didn't have a smooth experience. I was getting stutters, some slowdowns and stuff, and so I put it down to -25, and it's been a lot better on that. I even gained 2 FPS. So compared to -30 millivolts, I was gaining some performance back. So I've obviously at -30, it was getting worse. So to the point where it wasn't even worth it. So I've been running on -25 for about a month or so. And but what I found out is I'm just getting these stutters every now and then, and it seems to be happening a bit more frequently than I'd like. And even outside a game, sometimes something might take a bit too long to load. Like I might do that. It's not been bad at all, but it is something I've noticed. Because I'll tell you what made me think about this even more is I've literally just put the 9070 XT back in, and I was using the 7900 XTX, and I just noticed with my overclock on that how smooth it was. And then I've come back to the 9070 XT, and I've started noticing a few things in the same games I've tried. It was smoother on the XTX over the 9070 XT, and it's nothing to do with VRAM or anything, because the games I've tested don't use much VRAM. So that is quite interesting. So I thought I'd look into it. It literally piqued my interest. And so I had a look at Stellar Blade. I couldn't really see a difference in FPS compared to -25 and -15. So I might have a look at that again after I show you this next video. So this is pretty much what I've decided on for the moment. I can't guarantee I will carry on with it, but because I want to test it out more. But what I'm looking for is smoothness in gaming, just a bit more responsiveness outside of it, because sometimes this takes so bloody long to load up as well. So I'd click it and it takes like bloody 1 minute to load up. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know if that's linked to it. But in this video, so what we're doing here, this is like a Dragon Ishin. So I'm going to test out the -15 millivolts first. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking at the frame time, how the smoothness of that on my MSI Afterburner. I'm not too bothered about the FPS, because that seems to fluctuate like fuck on this game. It is an Unreal Engine game, so I'm not too bothered about that. But one thing I did notice on the FPS is it seemed to drop even to the 50s on the -25 millivolts. So if you're, I mean that is a sign of a bad undervote if your frame time is worse, a lot worse than it should be, and if you're getting stutters. So it's not like I'm getting stutters every 5 seconds and all that, because I literally would have noticed it straight away. But I do think what's happening is because it didn't happen on that RDNA 3. I think that the 9070 XT is it's overclocked out of the box, the XT versions anyway. So the 9070s you can still overclock them, no problem I think. Although there will be limitations, it will depend. Some people will get really lucky with silicon, but I do think a lot of people are probably overclocking these 9070 XTs too much, because I'm literally doing it myself. I've made the mistake. Because they're literally, I mean, the clock speeds are already over 3,000 megahertz. So I mean, you're literally you got to be careful, I think. so you're gonna run into some issues if you go too far with it. So what we're looking at here, so this is on, so what happens is you will get a more messy frame time as soon as you get into the game. So that's what I've done here. So I've just loaded in. So you get all, you see still the spike, and then it's all it's not a complete thin line. So this is on the minus 15 millivolts. The frame time, it seems more steady, like it doesn't fluctuate as much as it does, but you will see later on in this video it doesn't, it will go down in FPS. I'm standing in the same spot here, so I will do the same with the minus 25 millivolts, but that is definitely, when there's only little bits of lines on the straight line on the frame time, and I'm feeling it in the game. I'm feeling it to be a lot smoother. So I did have a play out on this, and because I wouldn't mind if it was the odd game, but I do seem to be getting these sort of stutters. I noticed in Crisis. I thought it might be OBS, but I was getting some stutters without OBS. So it's quite interesting just to investigate it. I just don't think you're going to get much more out of these 90% XTs if you undervote them too much. I mean, I know for a fact that's what happens. If you undervote too much, you will lose stability. You will get, because what's happening is the graphics card literally needs more power than you're giving it, so it will fluctuate in FPS. You will get a worse frame time and a worse gaming experience. And if I'm not even losing FPS anyway, it seems a bit pointless me doing it. So I might just calm down on the undervote a bit, try at minus 15, because what we see here, so you will get the same thing. It gets a bit messy as soon as you load in, which is normal. So the FPS is about the same. Might have gone a bit higher there, but again, if you look at that frame time, so it's rougher there. I didn't see that, and then it's gone down. It's even gone down to the 50s. I didn't notice that on the minus 15 millivolt. So, and that was a stutter there. So that definitely wasn't my system. So this is a recorded video. So I did notice one stutter. I didn't notice one stutter at all with minus 15 millivolt. So it seems like the frame time is a lot worse. Even though you look at it, you think, oh, that's alright. But the facts are, the code facts of the matter are, it's worse than minus 15 millivolt. So, I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm not just looking at the frame time. When I'm playing games, I'm feeling it should be. It's not smooth. It should be a lot smoother than what I'm feeling. That's what. As I said, I've tried it out on the 7900 XTX. It's a good job I put that back in, because before I put that back in, I was thinking maybe it's just the games. So I think, so that's the end of that one. So what I will actually load a game up to see if there's a big FPS difference. I don't think there will be, because the card clearly is a bit unstable on the minus 25. So it seems to be pretty stable, the FPS on the Stellar Blades. So I think I will we'll go in on minus 25 first. Load it up. Put the controller on. Again, if you're getting instability anyway, I don't think you will be much worse off usually anyway if you're just calming down a bit on the overclock. So slash undervote, I mean, that for me, I I think you're getting a great FPS anyway on the 9070 XT. You see the drivers are improved, and I've only knocked it down from -25 to -15. In fact, man, that goes down quick when you just hold it. Alright, so this is on -25. That's going to take a couple of seconds to come up. It's epoxy afterburn. It does wind me up, this bloody afterburner sometimes. Alright. There we go at last. Alright. So we'll just sit down, try and do the same actions. So what are we at? Between 88 and 87 is it? Again, that frame time is pretty bad there on the -20. So I'll have to remember that, see if that happens on the -15 millivolt. But well, it's 87 FPS. It's gone down to 86. Say 87. So we'll have to remember that. I mean, I'll take a 1 FPS hit to get a smoother experience personally, and just more overall stability. So again, I think people will be making the mistake I'm making, thinking you can overclock these 9070 XTs more and literally make make your system more unstable. I think I think a lot of people are doing that because as I said, they are pretty much well overclocked out of the box anyway. I mean, I've got the Nitro Plus model, so it's definitely probably getting me brilliant performance anyway. So I think we'll have to, some people will just have to accept that, yeah, got to calm down a bit on the undervolt. So this is -15. Right, so what we're getting at 86, 87. So that's 85. So the frame time weren't brilliant there. That's probably like, what, 1 FPS difference. Keeps going to 85, 86. Just wait a minute, I mean, it's like it can't decide between 85 and 86. I'd be kind and say it's probably 1 FPS anyway, I think. It seems to be like going up and down, doesn't it? I don't know. It's 2 FPS at the most. But there's no point getting 2 FPS more if you're going to get all these stutters, is there? Really? So that's how I'm thinking. Let's have another look at that. I want to double check that. It wouldn't surprise me because obviously the clock speed goes up the more you undervote. But I just don't want all these stutters because I really hate stutters. So I've had enough of that on the past, stutters on certain brands. So let's have another look at this. So the frame time goes a bit messy. But again, when you load into the game. So no, that's on 85. That's very weird. So on oh right. Oh, I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe this game just is a bit bad in fluctuation with FPS. Well, that's a solid 85 by the looks of that. I was getting a bit more than that. I don't know if it's the OBS can interfere with FPS. It might actually just sometimes just make the game run a bit worse when you're recording with OBS. So that might even fluctuate with FPS. Anyway, I think, I mean, I will have a test of it. But I definitely think, before I made this video, I did think it was a lot smoother. So I did play a bit of Far Cry. And I noticed I was using a minus 25 millivolt on that. And then I put it down to minus 15. I played a bit of this. And it felt a lot better. It definitely felt a lot better. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.